a reminder about something that we talked about last time that was uncertain, that I believe you were going to look into, ask a few other people in the industry about, and that was the question of, can the three MLS databases be combined and still allow the searches to work the way we need them to work? And I think I told you that even though that was something that Wayne thought, no problem we can do, if in fact it is a problem because of how each MLS is set up, what they call residential versus manufactured, et cetera, if it makes the combined database an ineffective one to use for a search tool, we have no problem going instead to the county-by-county search tool, where if you search Shasta County, you're searching just the Flex MLS. If you're searching Tehama County, you're searching just the Paragon for us, the Paragon MLS with us. And if you're searching either Butte or Glenn County, you're searching the CRMLS for just those two counties' listings. And I think it seems like a logical place to start, because part of one of our biggest issues around the quick search at the top of the page is that it seems to just never pull up what it is we're expecting it to pull up. And both Wayne at one point and you thought that part of that problem could be this combined database that gets downloaded every day, that once it's combined, the searches don't work well within it because of how it, how each thing is structured. So,
right.
Did you have a chance to find out whether or not it's doable or not? And
yeah,
like
it's not.
No, we have no problem with that at all. It obviously means then that the quick search at the top of the home page, because further down in the middle of the page, we already have a county-by-county search. Not that it works really well in terms of bringing up everything it should in a way that is usable by both our buyers and sellers, but at least it is a county-by-county search. If what needs to happen is that you download the three different databases and keep them separate, and so that when you click on, in the middle of the page, Glenn County, all you get is the CRMLS information for Glenn and Butte, or only maybe even the properties in Glenn County, and et cetera, that works fine for us. What that would suggest to me then is that the quick search at the top, which is meant to be a complete website search, needs to have a county button there that is a required thing you have to click on first, so you identify which MLS you're going to be searching, and then it searches that. So it's almost like it's a duplicate of the middle of the page.
Well, yeah, okay. So let me embellish on that. Yes, we would have in the quick search up top, the first thing would be choose your MLS, and then depending upon what they chose, it would then have a like a laser accurate search, because it's not trying to combine them all. So that's number one. Number two, down in the map, that is going to be a laser search results, because right now it's still trying to combine.
Trying to find it within all the grouping.
Right. So when they go to Glenn County, the MLS that's specifically associated to Glenn County is what it's going to use, specifically, not like, trying to merge them all and then have it be an issue. Now,
you're saying is right now in the middle of the page where the county names are, if you click on one of them, it's still trying to do the same thing that it's trying to do at the top of the page under quick search.
Correct.
Search a mixed database.
Correct.
Okay. And just so you're clear, the Shasta County, we cover 4 counties. Shasta County is its own MLS, which is called Flex MLS. Tehama County is its own MLS, which is a Paragon-based system. And Glenn and Butte are both members of CRMLS, along with a bunch of other counties in California that we don't want, Southern California mostly. So what we would want is, if you click on either Glenn or Butte, what you get is the CRMLS only search, but only the properties in each of those counties. So if you click on Glenn, you would get the CRMLS only database searched first for only listings in Glenn County, and then within that, based on price and bedrooms and acreage and all the rest. And with Butte, if you click on Butte, it would go to the CRMLS only database, but it would only pull up properties that are listed in Butte County. So is that seems doable to you?
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna, to state it simply, we're just gonna take it and break it all up to as if you were a client, getting, 4 different websites. If we had a Shasta County website, a Tehama County website, Glenn County website, and a Butte County website, we would program it accordingly, and that's what we have to do.
Okay. And then as far as the quick search, you're saying that what you would have the user of the website do first is identify which MLS, so it'll be one of 3. It'll either be the Shasta MLS for Shasta County, the Tehama MLS for Tehama County, or the CRMLS for both Glenn and Butte County.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, we don't have a problem with doing it that way. I know it seems like duplication on the page. It's like, well, why even have a quick search if you're going to have the county by county? But, it is what it is. There's a lot of duplication on these websites in terms of how they search and where they search. So we still like the map because it shows the cities within the counties.
Right.
That way somebody, and they're all connected by I-5, so you can look and say, oh, I'm really actually interested in Reading. Oh, okay, that's Shasta, I better do that. So so we still like very much that choose a county thing, but if at the top it was choose an MLS, that would be fine too.
Right, well, it is common for markets that have multiple MLSs to have a quick search with a choice of which MLS. So clients are used to that.
Absolutely.
So that's not a problem. The other thing too, which I'm gonna put out there, but I need to qualify it. As we were just talking, something popped up that maybe we do it by rather than an MLS search, we do it by county. So the county, like when they click Glenn County, it knows to use the CMLS. The Butte County, the same MLS. Tehama.
Talking about when they click on the county, through the county map or through this quick search, and they choose the county first.
Yeah, quick search rather than saying what MLS do you want, because they don't know what MLS.
Yeah, that's true.
So it should be what county do you want to search in, and
so that the first thing to use the quick search, a client would have to first choose a county,
right.
One of 4.
Yep.
Once they did, then the search would occur only in that county. So the quick search would become really an absolute duplicate of what's just below it in terms of where it goes to search and how it searches. It just looks a little different on the top, and it has the pictures flowing by and whatever.
Yeah.
And that's fine with us too.
Yeah, I wouldn't focus on the fact that it's a duplicate of what's below. Just that on the quick search, because the quick search just needs to be for the client, not for you and not for us. We know
right.
what MLS it is, so it's really not appropriate. It be only because the county matches. The county matches the thing. It just needs to say what county first, and that's that. And then on the back pages, are the back pages? Let me see if the back pages have a sidebar. Okay, that's the other thing too. On the sidebar, you will put a quick search there, so that way it's.
The sidebar, you mean the part where it says our featured properties, client testimonials, etc.
Yeah, because a good website, that is ranking in the search engines, they're not going to go to the front page. It'll go to whatever page that it's ranking for on Google, and then that should have a quick search.
And honestly, that's an easy fix because that top button on the sidebar, our featured properties, we have never, and I told Wayne this several times, but we have never wanted anywhere on the website our featured properties function.
Uh-huh.
We don't consider, given our MLSs are different, the cities that they work from are some. Orland is as big as Red Bluff, and so the idea that within the entire brokerage covering all these areas and offices, that we would have certain featured properties and not others never felt right to us. So that Our Featured Properties button could become the one you're talking about, and we would be fine with it. We do want the client testimonials, but we haven't figured out how we want to achieve getting some in there. We definitely want the foreclosure and distress property search, but again, that all of this is prefaced on the idea that whatever button you click on, the first choice has to be within that search, like foreclosure and distress. The first choice the client would have is, which county are you interested in foreclosures and distress properties, so that it goes to the right MLS database. But other than that, absolutely.
Well, the quick search is not going to be like a button. The quick search will be a quick search where it'll show them the what MLS do you want, just like you see in the front page, but it'll just be a little smaller and it will fit. So when you look at a back page, the first like 3 buttons here are going to be pushed. We'll take out the feature properties, but the space for the first 3 buttons will be pushed down, and then the quick search will be put there.
Well, and we've always wanted that, because honestly, the way it's been set up from the beginning, when you click on any kind of a search, click from the above or choose a county search, the sidebar occupied, in our opinion, way too much of the page to make the search really work effectively and see everything you wanted to see. So that's great. Let me continue down the page relative to the question of which databases would be searched, because under featured communities, the list of the communities and the pictures are fine. All of those are communities within the 4 counties. Now, we don't have offices in every one of those communities, but Chico and Anderson and Reading are places where we do business. The 5 offices are Red Bluff, Corning, Los Salinas, Orland, and Willows. That having been said, when you click on any one of those right now, what you get is a sign up, and we'll let you search. So let me make this clear to you, because I certainly made it clear to Wayne. Nowhere on the website do we want any client of any kind at any time to have to enter their email address information in order to continue a search or complete a search. We want them to have free use of the site, totally and completely, as much as they want, as often as they want, and as far as they want to go, without having to sign up. Now, that having been said, the idea of a place somewhere on the website for them to sign up if they want things emailed to them, like the property alert button on the home page on the left, if they want to sign up for a regular ongoing email of a certain type of property, that's great. We'll do that. Okay, and we want them to be able to do that, of course, because how else are we going to contact them if so? But we've never wanted the client using the site, buyer or seller, to ever run across a screen that says, in order to continue and search properties and look at properties and get information about properties, you have to give us your email address. And right now, every one of those buttons at the bottom does that.
Right. Okay, so in short, no lead capture.
Well, not if by lead capture you mean somewhere where a user has to sign up, has to give their email address or phone number or both in order to continue searching on the website for things they'd like to be interested in, then correct.
Yep. Okay.
In the sense of,
you've already said this, so we're good. I mean, I got it. So you don't want it that, there's lead capture where if someone wants to, contact you guys, they can, but it's not forced. So we're good. I got that. Okay. What's next?
If they want to have a regular email sent to them about a certain kind of property in a certain location, we are able to do that through any of those MLSs, and we'd like to be able to do that. Well, of course, then we'd have to have their contact information to be able to have an automated email sent to them regularly saying, here's some new properties that came up in your the kind of things you're looking for. We want to be able to do that for them, and of course we have to have their contact info to do that, but that's a voluntary thing for them to sign up saying, I want to know more about this kind of property anytime it comes up in the Orland area. Okay, then one of our Orland agents will set them up with an automatic,
Yeah. All this stuff I've been.
Okay, cool.
Don't take this wrong, but I've been doing this since '94.
I know. You probably heard. I mean, I'm not telling you stuff you don't know, but that's
Right.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
we're good.
great.
So now let's move on to the next thing that you want to go over.
Well, to tell you the truth, those are the major ones. I mean, it's hard for me to right now. If I click on things on the site, it's almost like it would be hard for me to know where to stop about what's not working. It almost seems like the best thing would be that if your programming crew took care of everything we've talked about so far, so that the searches function properly, and I'm trusting you as to what you know is proper and what initially, and then we relook at it. That would be more productive than to try to go through an already dysfunctional site and say, here's what's wrong. Because clearly what is wrong is the quick search, the county searches, and the community searches. None of them are doing exactly what we would like them to do.
Right, but remodeling the garage has nothing to do with the pool in the backyard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you up on a project management thing that we use, and I'm going to put in the things that we talked about today, and then anything else that is of concern, I'll send you a video on how to do this. You'll just go in and say, okay, the client testimonial page, we need to have, whatever, and the About Us page needs.
Let me tell you one other major thing that I've seen in terms of all the searches on the pages, and that is there was a time, and it kind of has changed and then gone back a little bit, so I don't know exactly what's going on, but I'm attributing to the mixed database, was that you would do a search and only certain kinds of listings would come up. Meaning, the kinds, by kind I mean residential, which is a stick-built home on land, manufactured, which could either be a manufactured home on land or a manufactured home in a park, land only, which is a separate, in our MLS and in most of the MLSs is a separate category. So we certainly want the client to be able to differentiate between them. If they don't want to look at manufactured homes at all, then they click on residential, because that will only be stick-built homes on land. But we want them to be, if a seller has signed a listing contract for us for their land only, we want them to be able to click on Red Bluff or Tehama County land, and somewhere in the search, their property will be there with a picture and a description and price and all that, so that they can see that their land only listing is being advertised on our site. And that function has almost never fully occurred within either the quick search at the top or the choose a county search in the middle fully, meaning everything in our MLS comes up. If you click on Tehama County, once this thing is set up, the number of listings that show up should be the same number of listings that I see when I go to my MLS and say, how many listings are there currently in our MLS? Doesn't matter what kind they are. What are the total number of active listings? Here's the number, and so many of them are residential homes, and so many are manufactured on land, and so many are manufactured in a park, and so many are this, and so many are that, and altogether there's this many listings, and I've never seen this site produce that result. That is where clicking on something on an area, like a county, brings up 100% of everything that's in the MLS in that county.
Okay, so let's look at, so basically what we'll need is to have you do a search and say, I went here, I chose these things, and here's the results from the website, and here's the results from my MLS. Because what happens is sometimes, and there's reasons for it, but I want to make sure that we're going to wipe the work that we did, and we're going to do it fresh, and I want to make sure that we're using the same settings that you're using when you're searching, using the MLS. And so, that...
I understand that was part of the problem with the combined database, because, for example, in the Flex system in Shasta, the word residential is a choice. It is in every MLS. But in Shasta, residential means both manufactured on land and stick-built on land.
Right.
They don't differentiate until you get into the search. Then it says in each thing, this is a manufactured home, this is a residential home, or I don't know what they call it. But the point is the word residential means both things in Shasta County. In my county, it's not that way. Residential means stick-built. If you want manufactured, you click on manufactured. So I understand that that could have been, the reason therefore. So I just clicked on on Tehama County in the middle, and it says total properties found 466. Now I'm assuming that the MLSs, each of them, only allow you to pull data on active listings.
Yeah.
Because
right.
I know that's the case. They won't let you, or therefore through our website, the public, look at solds. That's privy information to the members of the MLS. But I'm just looking right now to see what my MLS says about this.
And some MLSs are different. Like one of your MLSs may allow solds to be displayed, another may not. And in some you have to submit in writing to the MLS, please include solds in my feed. And so it all depends.
I believe that all three of the MLSs we are talking about, Flex, Paragon for Tehama, and CRMLS, do not allow sold information. And we're never going to change. I don't believe we'll ever change that. But let me just tell you, I just did a search in our MLS, so this is Tehama County, multi-class, which means all classes, only actives, and there's 584 showing right now, and on our website it said 466.
Right.
Now,
right.
I don't know what scene...
Yeah, no worries. So what I need is from you is to just send me a screenshot of that initially, because now we came down this road in the conversation because you were saying, well, I should, there's other things. I said anything else, and you said, well, we should work on this, and this is definitely a good thing to.
It is, and I had forgotten about this issue specifically. So I think if you add this issue to what we've already talked about, and you guys restructure the site and the databases that are searched to accommodate everything we've talked about today, and then I went on, then I think we would be more closely related, more closely related to here's how it's functioning and here's how we want it to be, and the distance would be very small. Right now, it just feels to me like the distance between the two is so large that finding all the different places where it's not working before you separate the databases so that they're county by county or MLS by MLS is, I don't want to say a waste of effort, but just, you know what I'm saying? It feels like it's spinning wheels before the really big issues are taken care of, which is separating the databases.
Yeah, but I see your point. But I'm gonna have programmers sort of like a construction crew. They're gonna come in and we're gonna be focused on this site and making sure everything's knocked out. And so I'll get on this and I'll do a little bit of work up front and say, okay, here's one example, and then you can say, okay, these guys have the technical expertise to get this done, so I'll go ahead and go through the rest of the site and make a complete list of everything that needs to be done. So when we assign it to the programmers, that everything's done like at one point, not that okay.
I understand that you're trying to achieve not having to send it back through the system. So I'm willing to work with you any way you want with that.
Well, let's just here's the thing. I want to accommodate you. So next week, probably Tuesday, I'll be coming back saying, okay, take a look at this one piece that we think we fixed it. The Tehama County, it's now showing the same results, same thing, everything good, all good. Yep. And then we got the quick search where we've got the counties. If you put in the county and okay, everything's good. Yep. Okay. Now we got two things. We get to perfect the search experience for the client, and then the second is to go through the site and tell us things that are on all the pages that you're like, well, we want this changed from this to this, and we want the wording to be like this, and so there's two elements. There's the search experience, and all that entails, and then there's the rest of the site as far as making sure that
Pages look.
the look and the writing and the function is to your
liking.
liking.
At one point, Wayne gave me instructions. I'm sure I still have it in an email from him about how I could go on. In terms of individual. No. Just in terms of the verbiage on the pages, misspelling.
Nope. I want to get it all done, dude.
Okay.
I want it to where it's all done, and we don't all of a sudden have to come back and go, oh, this thing and that thing. Basically, I just want to get this to where it's, all the ducks are in a row for everybody, and then you guys are like, good, we don't have to. Now, you can go and do it later, if you want, but right now, I want it to where
Something to do with pull up the page and change in the address bar, change the, I think, ASP to something else.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Yeah, that stuff will do after
all allowed me to do. It didn't allow me to change the look of the page, but if there was a misspelling or whatever, then I could change just the text on the page and save it, and then it would be that way when it went to that page again.
Right.
But in answer to your question, let me just say, the quick search, these search parameters that are up there, city, bedrooms, bathrooms, price, low, price high, type, interior, and exterior. The bottom three we have no desire for. The one is financing, so search by financing type. We don't have any desire for that one. The interior with different interior amenities, no desire for that as part of any search really, but certainly not the quick search. Same with the exterior. So those three buttons, those three clicks or drop-down menus can disappear. Obviously, there'll be a county there now as the first choice, and then within each county, we can give you a list of all the cities, so that instead of, right now when you click on cities, it's all the cities within all 4 counties, and instead it would be only the cities within that county you've chosen. Of course, we want bedrooms and bathrooms, and we want price low and price high. And under the first type, where it says single-family condo, lots, and land manufacture, that actually works for us. I mean, condos in actuality are very few and far between up in our 4 counties, but having it there is fine if people want to do that. So that works. So those 6 buttons could be there plus the county choice, but those last 3, not buttons, the drop-down menus, those last 3 drop-down menus are totally, superfluous from our point of view.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so here's how it's going to work. Is that Tuesday, I'm going to come back and say, okay, I'm going to give you proof of concept that, yep, here we got things changed. It's not going to be fully done yet, but at least you'll see that we have the ability to do what I'm saying is going to be done. And then at that point, I just need you to go through the rest of the site, make sure everything's right.
Everything else is either right or you know about it in a list.
Right. And then
absolutely.
And then
so the one other thing I'll say, on the bottom of the page under featured communities, the only thing I said so far about those 8 buttons is I like the look of it, and the name of them are fine and everything. Each one of them now goes to a thing that says you got to sign up to look further. Clearly we want that gone. But then in addition, I'm assuming that if you click on Red Bluff, you will search all of the different types of property that only are in Red Bluff within our MLS. And if you click on Corning, it'll be only the Corning properties in our MLS that show up. Same with Los Molinas. And
yeah, we've already talked about this. So we're gonna get it to where it's dialed in, and basically so sometime Tuesday, I'm gonna show you a proof of concept, and then at that point, you're gonna work on the other things outside of the search. We're gonna work on the search, and then after a period of time, it'll be where you'll be like, okay, you send us the list at the same time, either before that, we'll be sending you, okay, take a look at this, and then you'll give us notes of adjustment, and then we'll come back.
Not a problem.
Notes of
Not
adjustment.
a problem. So I can tell you that because of the work Wayne did and the fact that he did show me how to change, I'm going to call it typographical stuff on any of the web pages, I actually went through and did some of that where there needed to be a space where there wasn't, or something was spelled wrong, or whatever. So the truth of the matter is, most of the back pages, in terms of the text back pages, are I would say we're like 98% there on those. Most of them, either between what he originally did from what the samples I sent him, or what I corrected after the fact, are really the way we want them to read.
Yeah, I just have to. I can't go with what like what's happened in the past. I need it to where I come in and we both agreed this is what's going to be done, no matter what was done already and all that stuff. So that within the next 2 weeks, this thing is you're not even going to have to put a thought into like anything that needs to be done. And for us, that we don't we get stuff done and then all of a sudden, oh hey, well this page needs to be done. We do that. Oh, and then a week later, oh this page. We don't
really you want me to be thorough about what's not right. And all I'm saying is most of the text pages are actually right. I've looked at them all. Okay. And there's very few changes that need to be made on the text pages.
But the fact, right there, but the fact you said, but there's very few changes,
I know what they are. I understand.
I just need it. I need a list. I need it done so that you're done 110%. I don't want to leave it up to where you have to do stuff. I want it to where you give it to us, we do it, and I don't like loose ends. I don't like it to where, and I do have loose ends. I have clients that right now, it's been 5 months, and they, and part of it's me, part of it's them, but we haven't gotten certain parts of the things done, and that drives me nuts. So the thing is, I want to complete 100%.
Orientated person, so I can assure you, and I'm willing to read through the 100 pages that are probably on this website. To make sure. And I've got other agents who are also kind of detail-orientated and do that kind of thing and don't mind doing it. So I can pretty much assure you that when it comes to the question of correcting the look of any page on this, or the spelling or text or whatever, that you'll get a really thorough list of what remains to be corrected.
Okay, that sounds good. So we'll get to work on that, and then Tuesday you'll get something back from us, and then we'll start the ball rolling, and it'll take about 2 weeks to get everything, the search and your pages, all the things done. The search, we'll try and have it done, like the first few days, but depending upon what happens, because I'm not familiar with with MLS boards, that you're mentioning. They may have idiosyncrasies, but we're gonna knuckle down and get them all done and have it handled so it's good.
Okay. No problem. I appreciate it, Glenn.
All right. Okay.
It sounds really good, and it sounds like you're focusing first and foremost on the parts that are the least functional and at the same time most important for us, which is searches that actually work. And that's great. And we'll also knock out all the rest of the little idiosyncrasies as well, but that sounds really good.
Okay. All right, sir. Well, thank you, and I'll be updating you on Tuesday.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, take care.
I will remind you, on Tuesday, we have our office meeting on Tuesday in the morning from about 8:30 till about 10:30, and so my cell phone's turned off at that point, because all of ours have to be.
Yeah,
I really wouldn't be available, but after 10:30, no problem.
Everything's going to be via email. I don't call or text or anything like that.
And
Okay, thank you, sir.